Hello. Hi. Let's start there. So it's been a minute since you've seen me, and Lucy, you have some explaining to do. Yeah. So as you guys know, if you have followed literally any of my other social media, I've been going through some stuff, and I've talked about it a little bit here on YouTube, but not that much. My husband is in the other room on a phone call, so you may hear that, and I'm gonna actually get into that in a minute. But I wanted to just sit down and have like a conversation with all of you guys about a few things that I think it's time to address regarding this channel and its future and all of that. Now, I want to say quickly hello to the Sensible Mama Shadowrama folks who are here. I decided to go ahead and do this here just because it is a little bit easier for me to say everything that I want to say in video format without trying to read comments when I'm live. But what I think I'm going to do is after this video is uploaded, I'm going to give it some time to kind of get out there, and then I'll have a live in the Sensible Mama Shadowrama on Facebook. If you're not a member of that group, I will link it down below. If you want to check the group out, it's a wonderful community, and I go live there on occasion, and we'll have a discussion there as well. So you may have noticed a lot has changed, not just in my personal life, but also in the business. I went through, as I think a lot of us did, a lot of self-reflection and therapy and all kinds of things as a result of COVID. I separated from my husband and took some time to think about myself and what I want and what I'm doing here. And after about 6 months, Charlie and I got back together. We both had been to therapy. We both did a lot of things to take care of ourselves and heal and whatnot. And since, I guess, was it May of 2022, we have been living here together in our new home. So that's the personal side of things, just on a sort of very, very quick update. Now, regarding the Sensible Mama, which is why a lot of you guys are here and subscribe to this channel, I haven't been really sure what to do about that either. So I find it interesting that now it's, come here, Freya, come here. It's early 2023, and I'm noticing now that a lot of small businesses are starting to talk about the economy impacting their bottom line, and what are we gonna do? Or do we need to downsize? Do we need to close up shop for a while? How do we ride this out? And what I find interesting about that conversation is that for me, those questions, those concerns started coming up in January of last year. So a full year ago was when my business started feeling the impact of the economy. And I do know from a few other people in our industry who reached out to me last year, and they were going through the same thing, and they were asking these questions. What are we gonna do to ride this out? And a bunch of us were just like, well, let's just buckle down. Let's try to minimize our expenses as much as possible, and let's ride out the economy. And for the most part, that's what I've spent the last year doing. I'm really thankful that I did that, because now it's, you know, the economy hasn't gotten better, and now we're seeing businesses smaller than mine, like little small Etsy shops sort of thing, as well as big businesses like Google having to buckle down and do layoffs and whatnot. And I think all of us were hoping that it would have passed by now, but it just hasn't, and that's life. So what I did during this time, with Charlie's help, was I shut down our 4,500 square foot warehouse and instead opened up a very, very small location here where I live now, which is about almost an hour away from where the old warehouse was. And that significantly cut down our costs. I had to let go of employees. I had to just really put everything down under my watch because there wasn't going to be sustainable employment for anyone in this business when sales are not coming in. And it's not that, before you worry too much, it's not that sales aren't coming in. We just went from doing an exorbitant amount of sales per month down to a number of sales that made it iffy if we were going to be able to make payroll and pay for the warehouse each month. So that was where that was. We decided to consolidate. I was basically all these years running two businesses. There was the Sensible Mama, and then there was Limea brand, and they both were kind of under my umbrella. And the first thing that started happening as my kids got older was I realized like I'm so out of touch with the new mom experience. You know, I'm not abreast of the products that new moms use. So already I was noticing that on the Sensible Mama side, I wasn't really stocking things that were suitable for new moms. And in addition, even when I did start to purchase those things and stock them in the store, they weren't being purchased because most of the people who were shopping with me had older kids like me. And I was always promoting things for the older kids because I was using them and I was enjoying them, and it made it easy to create content around them. So one of the first things that I decided to do is shut down the TSM side completely. We're gonna get out of the retail space altogether and focus exclusively on Limea brand. And if you've been following the Sensible Mama Instagram page, you've probably seen that everything's about Limea now. We shut down the TSM website. It just reroutes you to Limea brand now if you go to tsm.com or thesensiblемama.com. And we started focusing exclusively on Limea brand. And a lot of that was to just sort of get around the financial problems. You know, when you're working in retail, you're making these really small margins, and then you have to consider any discounts that you're providing, your own costs that come out of the revenue that you get from that. And at the end of the day, you sort of end up just barely making more than what you spent. And it seemed to make sense to focus on hi baby. It seemed to just make sense to focus on Limea brand, where I didn't have these small margins like you have working as a retailer. So that's been most of my focus. But the other problem that I've had, even with Limea brand, is that I don't really use a diaper bag anymore. I use all of the Limea brand stuff as like a work bag or a gym bag or as a clutch or whatever, but when it comes to being the person that's doing the packing videos, it's not me. It can't be me anymore. That's the thing that I've had to come to terms with over the last year, is like, it just can't be me. Number one, it's gonna come across inauthentic, right? And I really fought against this for a while. I was like, no, I'll just keep buying diapers and baby wipes, and I will keep putting them inside of bags and I'll show you how to use them. But so much of that world, though, I'm out of touch with. Even if I'm making videos showing how to pack this as a diaper bag, what about the moms who are breastfeeding and baby wearing and like all of those things that I don't even have those items around anymore. And so that was a really hard, like almost an identity crisis for me, of just like, I have aged out of diaper bag packing videos. And frankly, I can't enjoy making them anymore because it's fake. It wouldn't be real. I had a really hard time with that. And in the midst of all of that, like in the midst of kind of realizing that maybe my time of being the diaper bag packing video girl is up, I also started finding that I always had something different that I wanted to do. I always saw the Sensible Mama as the vehicle, not the destination. And you can go back through the videos on this channel and you can see that I've always been pretty clear about that. I wanted to reach women. I wanted to reach moms. I wanted to create community. Since I started this business, I also have become very interested in talking about mental health and therapy. I'm interested in sharing about the growth and the work that I've done. I've now gone through a separation in my marriage and almost a divorce, and I'm passionate about talking about that. And those are the things that I am excited about and that I feel like I have a voice for. You know, I feel like I have something to say that is of value, because I've just been through a lot of experiences and I've been through a lot of therapy, and I want to share that. So that's something that's really been on my mind too. And if you look at my activities on Instagram and TikTok and all those other places, what I'm talking about now is marriage, motherhood, and mental health. And that's what I have a passion for. And scaling back the Sensible Mama gave me the time to really think about that and put my heart into it. I never felt like doing diaper bag packing videos was like what I was called to do. I never felt like being a business owner was what I was called to do. And although I've really enjoyed designing Limea brand diaper bags, and I have no plan or interest at this time to stop doing that, I also wasn't born to create diaper bags. And I also have no training, no education, no experience in that. Not to be able to do it on a big scale like other people are doing. But here's what I do know. When I'm talking about these issues, marriage, motherhood, and mental health, I feel like I'm doing what I was born to do. And that feels really good. So I've been trying to think about how I can best use this platform, this gift that I've been given of a following of people who want to hear what I have to say and who I think I can reach, who are part of that demographic that I am interested in sharing things with. And so what I realized is that this platform here is best served by talking about those things, not by doing diaper bag packing videos. And so I've been rolling out gradually a plan for how I'm gonna kind of transition this channel into being about those things: marriage, motherhood, and mental health. I'm gonna be using this channel for two things really: making video content and then also stripping out that audio and using it in a podcast format. I've made lots of friends, influential friends in these spaces of marriage, motherhood, and mental health who I want to have on to talk with them about these things. I have some books that I'm authoring on these topics that I'm really excited about and that I hope to share with you soon. And I think that's what I want to do with this channel. I'm very excited because Charlie and I toured a podcasting studio space that we can rent out to film these videos. I'm gonna have Charlie on frequently because it's kind of hard to talk about marriage when only one person is talking. So I'm gonna have him on, and I'm really excited about where it's going. Will there still be occasional videos about Limey brand stuff? Absolutely. It's not like that's going away. And also there will be maybe shorts that talk about the products, but this is not going to be a product focused channel anymore. You're gonna see the name changing. I haven't totally decided what name to give it yet. I'm still gonna leave up all the old content. So I'm not gonna be deleting content that's related to the Sensible Mama or Limey brand. So if there are videos that that you've just liked from the past, those aren't going anywhere. But from here forward, the tone and the aesthetic and the topics of this channel are going to change. And the reason why I wanted to tell you that is, number one, I didn't want my subscribers to just show up here one day and be like, what is this? This is not what I remember subscribing to. But I also wanted to take this opportunity to say, hey, if my time with you has run its course, if you're not interested in hearing about these things like marriage, motherhood, and mental health, and instead you really just wanted to see the product reviews, the diaper bag packing videos, I just want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for the years that you have been a part of this channel, that you have watched and you've shared and you've commented, and I've appreciated all of it. And if you're ready to part ways because this channel just isn't going to serve you anymore, I understand, and I just thank you for being here. But if those topics are of interest to you, I do think that this channel is going to become something a lot bigger than what it has been. I have plans for making it much bigger than what it has been, and I'm excited for those of you who are going to stick around. And as for a few just minor updates, I have a website now called amberwardell.com. I'll link it down below. It's mainly a blog, but I post daily blogs about marriage, motherhood, and mental health. I'd love to see you over there. I also started a new Facebook page. It's just Sensible Amber, in line with all my other social media names. And I'm growing that space, and I'm wanting to I want to leave the Sensible Mama Shadowrama as it is on Facebook, because I know that's become its own little community with a life of its own. But I would like to start establishing a community there. I'll link it down below, where we can have conversations about marriage, motherhood, and mental health. So I'd love if you'd come check out the new Facebook page as well. I'll be posting there every day too. And I'm excited for what the future holds. If you have suggestions of things you'd like me to talk about, always feel free to leave them in the comments of this video. It would, I can use those as I begin planning what the first few videos will be. And I guess that's all I really had to say today. This feels weird. Love ya, mean it, always. Mwah. And I'll see you in the next one.